Morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to see about your girl CC this morning, which is me. Mental is very important. I do understand, and I hope everybody is in their right mind this morning. I pray it is coming from CC to you and your family. Season greetings also. Today is the blight day at work today. So I got on most of all my black and stuff like that. Not to say that's why I'm in the blackout. Y'all can see me those somewhere. But I want to come today to talk to y'all a little bit on once again mental. Like I said, mental is very important. And this little boy in my hometown went missing 48 hours over the weekday, not weekend, weekday. So I want to say probably 48 hours. What is that? Wednesday, Thursday, because they finally found his body on Friday. Rest in peace to his family. It's a long story. It's more to the story. I do believe, and everybody do believe, and the truth will come out. But a little history on this boy. But I wanted to go on the platform because I heard them talking. I heard them talking before they really did find his body. And I heard them talking about him. And I wanted to go on the platform on Instagram and TikTok to speak my voice. I had a conversation with one of my daughters, and I go, I want to go in here on here, and I want to say a little something because it seemed like I was due. I don't know. The Holy Spirit was feeling. You know, I'm getting a little emotion. Think about it, but I don't know. It was my duty to address some issues and talk about it on his behalf. You know what I'm saying? Not to stick up for him because in a lot of ways, the things he was saying and what he was doing um, wasn't right. But hey, God's judged him. God's gonna judge him. God's gonna judge everybody. How they feel about it, what they did, and what part that they had to play in it. So anyway, she said what she had to say, and I was like, well, okay, da da da. I stopped with that. Like I said, he was a black male, 30 something years old, I think 31, 32, give and take. And it was talking about him and stuff and what he was doing, what he used to do, and what he still was doing, you know, as a male. Um, in people business, starting stuff, fighting, harassing. I think it was some how you say molestation. You know, well, I should say it pedophile, but I know what the terms of it. But anywho, had what knew had which one say had gossip on everybody. Like he was the town, he was in our in town news reporter, itself coming to you live, you know, any and everywhere. They would go to him. Hey, they didn't even have to go to him. He would bring them the news with no problem whatsoever. He didn't care about nothing. He didn't fear anything. But he know that it was God. So he would talk about the Lord. You understand what I'm saying? But my thing is, like I said, back on this topic, it felt like I had need to get on that platform and talk about some of the stuff on his behalf. So he do have a name, you know. His name is James. Past tense, well, was, I guess, if that's how you say it when they're not alive anymore. So anyway, so anywho, this is my little backup story. I knew him as excuse me, knew him as a child back in the day. He stayed at three doors down from me. I stayed in a new um I stayed in a new housing. I guess that's what you want to call it, a new housing subsidized street. So everybody knew everybody because everybody has a brand new car. I mean, I'm talking about car because Lord, thank you. You know, I've been praying for a car too. Everybody got their own brand new house. You know what I'm saying? It was a homeowner. I'm a homeowner. This is my brand new house. Our house was built from the ground. So every family knew each other. Everybody, kids back then that was little, I want to say started from elementary, was friends or went to school together. So that's why I said I could talk about this young man because I knew him. I watched him grow up as the little boy, going to school, catching a bus, going to elementary, walking to the bus stop, getting off the bus stop, whatever, off the bus, whatever you may say. So so give and take. So listen to me once again. He was 30 something years old. 99, 1999 is when I first met this young man. So it ain't nothing somebody told me and nothing I heard. This is what I seen for myself. I think he was always mischievous, misguided, misunderstood, unknowledged little boy. If y'all can understand that, he was always that. This little boy, okay, he stayed with grandma. It was a house full of, I'm sorry, y'all, on my work, I'm trying to park and maneuver and talk to y'all. I got about 7 minutes. This boy, okay, like I said, he was 99. Okay. It's 2025. Anyway, so he stayed three doors down from me and stuff like that. If you just join my live, I'm talking about a young man that I knew passed away. They found him killed Friday afternoon, but you know he been dead. He been missing over 48 of those hours. So I'm thinking, so he was missed ever since Thursday. And they found him dead, you know, killed. First they found his car, you know, with full of blood, ditched somewhere. Now they had found him ditched somewhere that Friday. Okay, so moving right along. So like I said, he was young, and he was going to elementary school. I can remember him getting on the bus or getting off the bus, whatever, give and take. Whenever I would see him. Um, he had a lot of cousins staying in the house with their grandma and and siblings. Okay, besides his grandma and his auntie. His mama being died, passed away when he was born. HIPAA law, I'm not even going to discuss about, that's privacy about, you know, what was going on with them. HIPAA law. Um, Once again, this is not what I heard or what somebody told me. This is what I seen. Okay, so he stayed at two doors down from me. He will come, literally come. They was, I want to say, like they would say, he was always into stuff and da 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 da. And so was his, I want to say, so was his like sister and cousin, but they wasn't, I guess, they wasn't as bad as him, James. Rest in peace. They wasn't as bad as him. There was all you talk about him fighting and stuff like that. They was always fighting. They was always cursing. They was always arguing. They was always into stuff that they didn't need to be into stuff. But he was the main one. I would guess I would say he was the main one, and he was the youngest one out of the cousins and the sister bunches. Okay. So, like I said, so fast forward, but he was the only one. But okay, I'm gonna put it like this: he got a sister, but it's like if sometimes it used to be you ain't gonna see one without the other one. You know what I'm saying? On some siblings. He was a boy. He was a boy, and he had a sibling sister. Anyway, so long story short. So he was used to always come to my house messing with my kids. I kid you not, all the time. And I don't. I'm not the only one going to vouch for it. My kids can vouch for it. You know what I'm saying? And my mama can vouch for it whenever she came to my house. I used to have to literally go down that sidewalk and tell his grandma, look, James at my house again. My kids can't come outside and play. He always mess with them, harassing them, whatever the case may be. Could you please tell him to come and stay from down my house? I don't allow my kids to bother nobody. I don't do that. So could you please call him? His grandma used to be his grandma had but was in what you call it, the wheelchair. She had no legs and stuff like that. Or leg or something like that vividly. She'll beat him. She get that little stick or whatever she had, and she used to beat him by his bike and stuff like that. Once again, this video is not for kids, so they don't even need to come on here if I'm talking about stuff that they don't want to hear. I don't supposed to hear. So anyway, she had him across his bike and stuff. So anyway, okay, calm down. Yeah, da, 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 da. I don't know if grandma go to sleep or whatever and stuff like that. It used to be sometimes he'll come back outside. I have to go back down now. Look, get off my porch. Go home. You know, da 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 da. Sometimes I just have to bring my kids in the house. My kids couldn't come outside until really sometime the coast was clear. But even though when the coast do be clear, he still come outside. Okay, anyway. Hello, Grand. Harriet, because I'm live. He was what? I know he was a registered sex offender. I'm on live and I told him that. Uh-huh. It's not feeling bad for him. I'm talking and saying my part, how I knew him as he came up and stuff, you know. And then one day he goes, so after that, after that, he his grandma eventually passed away and stuff like that. And so piggyback. So piggyback. So I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking about everything that this boy done said to me, and I did. So I remember he was you gotta go and hear his live to see and hear everything they talk about. He always into stuff, he always reporting stuff. Like he's alive, he's a news reporter, and so on and so on and so on. They even said that he got dirt on polices. So they really don't know who killed the little boy because that. So anyway, so I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking, I'm like, I remember when this boy called me on the phone and told me my firstborn was pregnant. And I go, James, how you know? He said, because I'm not talking to you. Not talking to you. Hang up. I'm talking to my live. He goes, that was my daughter, child, please. She called me to tell me that she supposed to have told me what she wanted me to say about him last night. So he was like, he told me that she ran. I'm like, James, how you know da 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 da? He goes, because I heard her and talking about his little cousin Brittany on the phone talking about it. I said, oh really? I said, okay then. I said, I'm going there and I'm addressing and stuff. But I'm not gonna say that you told me. I gotta go in here, y'all. I'm not gonna say that you told me, stuff like that. I'm gonna say that, I'm just gonna beat around the bush and get to the point and say, oh, it's something that you want to tell me. I said, but I ain't gonna say your name. I lied, y'all. I said the boy name when my daughter goes, no, I'm not. Who said that? And so I was like, well, James said that she heard you and Brittany talking about that you was pregnant and stuff. But it eventually came out. I gotta go now. At work. Hold on, y'all. Good morning. So it eventually came out. Stuff. So he was always a news reporter. He was always a news reporter. Nobody can say nothing about that. He was always a news reporter. Telling people business, saying stuff he don't supposed to be saying, and all that. So then I seen him in his older life. I passed by. I was at my boyfriend's house. And I seen him. He said, your just came and served your boyfriend. And I'm like, how you know? I said, how you know? He said, because I seen him. I said, oh my goodness. When I said my boyfriend, it was like, oh, the people been to your house and serve you child support papers. Hold on, y'all. All right, I'm back, y'all. Thanks some of y'all for waiting for me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Martin Luther, what? Martin Luther King Jr., LeBron James, and a twerk off. Who you picking? Anyway, so back on the little boy and stuff. Thank you, thank you. Um, if nobody came with my introduction this morning, I was speaking on a loss of a young man that used to stay in my neighborhood as a child. Now he is grown. They found him 48 hours over the weekday, which was Friday. Um, First, they found his car missing, full of blood and all this. Da, da, da. Like I said, it should have not been no kids on my live because it's not for kids, it's for kids once again. So, but anyway, I'm at work right now, y'all. So I'm trying to multitask and talk to y'all. So the ones that been with me for the beginning of my life, thank you. I appreciate y'all. If not, y'all need to go back and look at my live afterwards. The ones that's coming in. So rest in peace. His name was James. So once again and stuff. So the second time I seen him when he was older as a man, he was like, um, I seen the police going to your boyfriend's house. Um, um, Taking him child support papers. So I said, how you know? But baby, he be always knowing everything. So when I was with my boyfriend, I was like, oh, the child support people been to your house. And gave me some child support papers. I said, yeah, because I heard. So anyway, so afterwards, I ain't see the little young boy no more. And then found out, bam, boom, I seen him again one time at his cousin's house. I was getting my hair done. Then he was in there and he was outrated and bunches and loud and saying stuff. Then, bam, boom. Then I ain't seen no more. Then I seen him again one day and stuff in the streets and stuff. And we was talking about going to church and stuff. And he was telling my mama that he was on his way to church and stuff like that. But by the time he came to church, because it was a day and out anyway, my mama then was gone and stuff. Okay, so boom and stuff like that. And I think that was the last time that I had seen the young man. But yeah, he had dirt on everybody. He had dirt on everybody and stuff. And I was just saying, I just don't know if I need to be a voice and also be like, look, he didn't start just being like this. He been like this as a little boy. You understand what I'm saying? When that boy was 8 years old, he was 8 or 9. He stole his grandma's car. That's what kind of Dennis the Menace he was. I don't have to lie. Nobody don't have to lie. Go look him up. He made the headline news on the news report. My condolences to him and his family. They on my live. I don't know they came on my live. My condolences, but I wouldn't go in there. Go there soon and stuff. He was just a hometown, private. I mean, popular young man. He done did stuff. He done said stuff. He got um he got a profile. You just have to go on now and look him up and see everything and all the things that he did. The last but not least that I know that he had did was in the establishment at a nail salon when the big fight had broke out, and stuff like that. And when that happened, they took out one of his eyes in the nail salon because he's the person who he is. my live in a minute. Our principal said Friday he was leaving, so I just wanted to come on here a little bit, like I said, to speak on our young man. I felt to speak, what I knew, what I knew, how I feel and how I felt. So y'all for the end of my life, I'm at work and I'll see y'all later. Peace and y'all have a blessed day.